All right, welcome in. We are live. It is Thursday. It's time for Total Bases. There is a plethora of day baseball, as there always is on Thursday. We'll get to that. Plenty of daytime action, but we're going to start with the national TV game. One of the, I guess you could call it the feature game tonight because it is the one that the entire country is going to get here on MLB Network, 8:40 Eastern. Brian told me the other day I have to specify Eastern. When you live in the Eastern time zone, you just assume that everyone is on your time. It's probably no one else does that in this country. If you live in any other part of the country, you specify where you're at. If you live on the East Coast, you just assume everyone is on your time. So Brian, we're going to head to our partner here in the West Coast to kick this one off. Bryan Leonard, 6:01 Eastern, or I'm sorry, 6:01 Pacific for you right now. Do I get that correctly?
6:01 a.m. Pacific, yes.
So shout out to Bryan Leonard every day, up early, 6 a.m. his time to do this show. And Tokyo Brandon probably could be in bed if he wanted to right now, but he stays up to do this show every day for you. So shout out to them. I've got the best time for this show. Fits right into my morning. But Brian, last night I was up late watching these games end and couldn't believe my eyes with the Padres and what was happening in that game. Emerson Hancock's cruising. It's 6-0. Then even when it's 6-2, you're like, oh, okay, no problem. Mariners have this one. That was not the case. Jackson Merrill puts on a show, and the Padres are suddenly walking it off 7-6. And they've suddenly got a win streak going, which kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't high on this Padres team at all. And suddenly they can't lose a game. So talk to me about Mariners Padres. Where does Seattle go from here tonight after choking that game away?
Yeah, that was, I believe it was either the first or second time a team has won in the ninth inning in walk-off fashion with doubles, triples, or home runs. So, yeah, they've been on a pretty good luck streak here. And I've talked about Seattle being the team that is the most unluckiest in baseball. That continues. I hate it when the coaches bring in a closer in a non-closer situation. That's what happened last night with Munoz. Munoz comes in, doesn't even get through an inning, and he gives up 5 earned runs. Now what are they going to do without their best closer for today? I don't understand when they do it. I knew he needed some work, but come on now. What's going to happen. We see it all the time. You do live in the best time zone, because I used to live in Cleveland for a lot of things, but not for watching sports. And that's another one of the reasons why I moved out here to Vegas, is the games are over at a reasonable time. You don't have to stay up and watch a triple overtime Gold State Warriors game and get to sleep at 2:00 in the morning like I used to have to do back in Ohio. But this is going to be an interesting game. We're looking at the current line right here. We've got Castillo and Buehler going. Castillo's about a 115 favorite, 115, 120. Total is about 8 to the over or 8.5 to the under here. When we're taking a look at the people who are available in this game, from a bullpen standpoint, for the Padres, they're not in bad shape at all. Miller, none of the key guys pitched yesterday because they were behind the whole game. And Miller threw 15 on Tuesday, Adam threw 18 on Tuesday, and Merjan 8 or 9 on Tuesday. So they're in really good shape. They also had Monday off. So the bullpen, San Diego, if they need to, they can use the entire bullpen here, and it won't have any effect. They should all be healthy. The problem is that we've got Seattle going now, and Seattle did have that lead, and Munoz had to throw 28 pitches, took the loss. I doubt if they bring him back today. The rest of the bullpen looks okay, but he's the big gun in that Mariners bullpen, and he won't be 100% tomorrow, especially. They're going to want to get him back out there to get that bad taste out of his mouth. But if I was him, I'd be a little bit upset with the manager bringing him in there. From the hitting standpoint right now, Seattle's hitting pretty well. The only guy that hasn't hit well in the last week has been Cole Young, who got off to that great start for them, but he's kind of cooled off a little bit. And as for San Diego right now, they're also hitting pretty well. The bottom half of the order, bottom third of the order, Castellanos, Fermin, and Cronenworth are all slumping. They've been pretty much slumping the entire season. But check out these numbers for the top guys. Laureano, the last week, number 17. Tatis, 63. Merrill, you mentioned him, 8. Machado, 69. Xander Bogaerts is hot. He's third. Gavin Sheets, 79th. So the top of the order for Seattle here has been hot. And this may be another game in which, I used a little bit of a Yerfie the other day in a game of 8.5, and I don't like Buehler in the first place. Maybe these teams will score in the first inning, something to that effect. But it's early. They got plenty of time. We'll have to see what the lineups are in this game. It is a nighttime game, so it's just what I'm looking at so far in this contest.
Got to get TB in here. I got to clear my name, though. That was not me that said you look like you're at the circus. That was Brian. But I do want to know, TB. I do want to know.
Slanderous.
Did you rock that jacket to dinner and then get in here on Mariners Padres?
This is a collar shirt. It's not a jacket. I took my jacket off. I see that now.
It's hard to see the screen. That's a sick shirt.
Yes, I just got back from a dinner party, and I wore my black leather jacket over this. So, yes, I did. In Japan, I stand out like a sore thumb. You wouldn't believe it, but I do. But anyways, it's 10 p.m. here in Japan on Thursday night. So that's my time zone. Much easier. I went to Arizona, where I'm from, for a while, and I woke up to do the show last season. So I give Brian props because that's much harder to do it in the morning than it is at night. So anyways, regarding this game, I'm getting mixed signals here. Every day, the new matchups, and as the series progress, I make 2 indices. I make a honey bet the kids, which means teams that are in a really good spot. And I make a poop index, which is silent flaccidity. So Brian can appreciate that because his favorite band is Queensryche. So the Padres are on my silent flaccidity list today for several reasons. I mean, I have many situations that I put in here. For example, teams that have already won the series but have one more game to play. They're in a weak spot. Teams that are coming back home after playing yesterday with no rest, they're in a weak spot. So I have a list of weak spots, and the Padres get one poop emoji here because they're in a weak spot. But when I look at my numbers, the Padres are pretty strong at almost everything over Seattle. I got the Padres hitting number 5 and Seattle hitting number 19. I got Padres bullpen number 4, Seattle's bullpen number 13, right? But if you look at my OPS leaders that I put on my Twitter X account, Castillo leads the list. He's got like 50 at-bats against these batters, and his OPS is only 500, and 750 is like the Mendoza line. So he dominates these batters. But again, the caveat for that is you don't know what year those numbers are from. And he's been in the league since I was 6 years old, and I'm 55 years old now. So those numbers could be from 1976, right? So take that with a grain of salt. But Castillo, I like him much more than I like Walker Buehler at this stage of Walker Buehler's career. But the Padres are doing everything better than Seattle right now. But they're on my poo list. So it's a no play for me. Sorry to get long-winded about no opinion, but I think I would stay away. If I had to play it, I would take Seattle, though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is probably the one to get long-winded about just regardless, because, again, this is the game that if you're in the States, everyone's going to get this one on the network. I didn't play this yesterday. I had a nice 2-0 day yesterday on the bases. I would have been beside myself had I got to the window with the Mariners. It was absolutely a thought of mine at some point. I've been high on Emerson Hancock, but I just decided that I didn't want to step in front of San Diego, and I'm glad I didn't. That one would have probably sent me off the rails if I took a loss on that game. Reason I bring that up, the Padres have won 10 of their last 11. That's now 7 straight wins. Granted, 4 of those were against the Rockies, but the Rockies are playing better ball these days. So I kind of with UTB, I just found it hard to sort of want to jump in here. Because yesterday I wanted to jump in with the Mariners, but when you blow a game like that, I don't know, Brian, I brought this up yesterday with the Mets and, just sort of like getting to the point where it's hard to play locker room psychologist sometimes. The Mets coming off of another loss, and of course they lose again yesterday. So it's kind of where I'm at with the Mariners because they just haven't looked great all year. Now they're 8-11. They lose a game they should have won. I don't know how to evaluate that, so it's likely going to be a pass for me. But we will find plenty of games to choose from today. I'm going to go to Thomas real quick, and then we'll talk about this game. He says, Trig, I know you took a Twins plus 700 division ticket. I like the Tigers plus 140. I believe they're the most talented team. They will attempt to add at the deadline with Skubal likely gone. So my thoughts on that are, listen, I'm fine with that. The Tigers probably win the Central, right? The team that's probably going to win this division is the Detroit Tigers. In my opinion, Bryan Leonard, it's theirs to lose. I was just saying, like, at 7-1, I think the Twins are going to be closer than people think. That was really my take for right there. The Tigers are suddenly off the mat as well. You want to talk about another team that was sort of, sluggish out of the gate. They win again, another close game yesterday. I believe that's now maybe 5 or 6 in a row for them as well. So maybe starting to take over there. They play a day game with the Royals today. Interesting matchup. 2 pitchers that have looked good to this point. So talk to me, Tigers, Royals. Do you have anything in this one?
Yeah, first of all, let's just talk about the weather. There's really not a whole lot to worry about today. I do want to touch on, since the Dodgers aren't playing today, Ohtani, if you just woke up and you saw how great he did pitching, he did. He had a great start, but he got hit by a pitch or something happened the other day, and so they didn't put him in the baseball lineup, the hitting lineup. And there's been talk. They actually said that may be something that they do in the future also. Brandon and I talked about that he wanted to win the Cy Young Award. Taking him out of the lineup definitely hurts that Dodgers lineup, even if he's pitching. But that's something to keep in mind. So if you're handicapping the Dodgers games, make sure that when he pitches, that he is in that hitting lineup, because that does make a big difference. A couple guys out here in today's matchup. Bubic came out of basically nowhere. Just a few years ago, he was a relief pitcher, and they started stretching him out a little bit. And he had a really strong year last year until he got hurt. I like him. And he's going up against Kiner Montero, correct, on today's card?
Yep.
Yes.
Kiner Montero, who is a guy who he's like their 6th, 7th starter. He keeps bouncing back and forth from the minors to the majors. And considering the role, he's done pretty well. I did go 2-1 in baseball, 2-1 in hockey yesterday. So I had a nice day, but I had the under in the Kansas City Detroit game because I really like the pitching matchup. I could see a little bit of that here again. Current line we're looking at in this one is Kansas City slight favorite, like a 115, total of 8. There's some 8 to the over or 8.5. Right now, I don't trust either one of these offenses. Believe it or not, Bobby Witt is one of the best hitters in baseball. He scored one run in 18 games or whatever it is so far this season. Nobody's hitting on it. No clutch hitting on either one of these teams. So if I'm playing the under. It worked out for us yesterday. And I really like Bubic, and I think Montero can keep Kansas City in check here to get to the bullpen. And the Detroit bullpen the back of the bullpen is better than it has been in years past. They've got 3 different guys who have closed in Major League Baseball, and I trust them a little bit more. So, yeah, I kind of like the under in this game.
TB, I have opinions on these pitchers, and I also have a follow-up to what Brian just said, but I want to hear your take first. So, Montero, Bubic, Tigers, Royals, what are you seeing in this one?
Yeah. Thank you guys for the comments. Yeah, I went 3-0 in KBO, and everyone's like giving me accolades. So it's nice to go 3-0. Kind of like it. And I went 2-2 in MLB yesterday, but I won 2 4% and lost 2%. So that equals plus, I think. I'm not good at math. Guys, you can get 2 of us, 3 for a double play special, 3 days. You can pick 2 of us and a huge discount. So go to WagerTalk.com and see what that costs you. Very small, great discount. Let's talk about this game. I am in agreement with Bryan for the most part. My aforementioned OPS matchup list today. Who's number 2? None other than Bubic. He dominates these batters in his career, and I trust his numbers a lot more than I trust Castillo's because Bubic was not alive when the dinosaurs were here. So those numbers at least are going to be in the last few years. So I like Bubic to keep this down, and I actually like Montero to keep Kansas City's bats down. I think the first 5 was 4.5. I think is way too high, I think, for these 2 teams. These 2 teams just got off 2-1 games. Yes, I agree. Sometimes when 2 teams play low, boom, they explode. But I don't think Bubic and Montero are the kind of pitchers to let things get out of hand. The bullpens might let things get out of hand. The 8, I think, is way too high also for the game total. But bullpens are really raggedy tired because both of these teams have been clawing at each other for 2 days. So the starters, the nice thing about being a starter is when your teams are grinding it out like that, you're just sitting there chewing gum. So the starters are going to come in fresh, and I no other way to play this than the under. I totally agree with Bryan.
Terrifying stuff right here because the 3 of us very much agree on this game. And if you're new to this show,
watch it go 8 runs in the first inning.
we have like the 3 of us have very. That's actually what makes this show great, in my opinion. Is the 3 of us approach the handicapping very differently, which is I mean, if you didn't have different viewpoints, there would never be a market. We wouldn't have anything to bet because everyone would just see everything the same way. But I always find that interesting because it's kind of rare that like we are all pretty much consensus on a given game. But that's how I see this one as well. So I brought some numbers for the pitchers that I think are very interesting. So you talked about Bubic, Tokyo, Brandon. You said he's kind of climbing your rankings right now from a pitching standpoint. Something I've been talking about in my under the radar segment is non-competitive pitches being up in Major League Baseball. My theory to that is non-competitive pitches are up because of ABS, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like these pitchers have figured out that they can nibble more, and it doesn't matter if they ugly miss a couple times, because remember, back in the day, there was always this like subconscious, well, if you were in and around the zone, the ump was going to give you the benefit of the doubt on the corners, right? Like if you were close to the zone consistently, the ump would probably give you the close pitch. Whereas if you were all over the place and you missed badly twice, you probably weren't getting that call in the corner. Now you can get, if the ump doesn't give it to you, no problem. Little tap of the helmet. There you go. You get your strike. So what I think the mentality is for pitching right now is we don't want to come in. We don't want to go over the plate if we don't have to. Meaning pitchers are just trying to hit the corners. And if it means they miss badly, so be it. They'll come back the next pitch, try to hit a corner. Now, if it's 2-0 and they shave a corner, they can get the call. Where in years past, the ump, you miss badly twice, the ump may not give you that close pitch. So why does that matter here? Because Bubic is a guy that is getting a good amount of swing and miss. He's hitting edges. That's something that Baseball Savant tracks. He's getting swing. He's getting chase. His chase rate's very high. So he's someone that I think might benefit from this. And the other reason I like him here is the league right now seems to be hitting off speed better. I don't know if it's a shift in mentality where so many years guys were hunting fastballs and now it's become a little bit easier to sit on the off speed pitch. But if you look at like league averages, off speed pitches are getting hit harder than the fastball. Again, maybe it's because it's early in the season. It's cold. I'll get to that in a second. Bubic is throwing fastballs about 50% of the time. And for him, it's a straight up setup pitch. He throws them up. He throws them away. It's really to set you up for his stuff that he's going to make you swing and miss at. A 170 expected batting average against right now for Bubic. That is really good. That's someone you want in your under. And then on the other side, Montero, his numbers aren't as impressive. And I'll come to you, Brian, because I know you probably have something StatCast related to chime in with here. But Montero pitches up in the zone, and he keeps pitching in cold weather. Like both of his starts so far this year have been in Detroit. It's been colder. I think he'll probably get burned at some point with the long ball, but it's still cold. And even today, it's probably still only like 60. I think you have a threat of rain in this game. I like the under 2. Noah Jones says Tigers team total under is free money every day. They keep it at 4.5, and they're always 3-2 or 2-1. Noah, that's kind of what I see in this game as well. Brian, what do you have to say to anything that I just said right there?
I just wanted to point out that if you get nothing out of the show today other than what you just said about the ABS thing, I kind of thought that in the back of my head. And then you explained it very well. That's why this show is more than just wins and losses. That is something you can use the rest of the season. That was excellent work. I just wanted to compliment you on that. That is why that's why I watch other people break down games to try to learn a little bit. Terrific job.
Thank you. And can I just add? I just want to say, like, I think the reason that was front of mind for me is I've been watching AAA so intently, like for years. We've been using the AAA with the ABS at AAA level. And something I saw last night sort of made me think about that. Spencer Arrighetti had a ton of success at AAA the last couple of years. Last year, when he didn't have the ABS, he was walking guys because he couldn't just live on the edges. ABS comes into play. What happened last night? He had his 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. He looked great. So something to keep in mind right there. It's just, I think that's something to, definitely keep a look on.
Our audience is so smart too. They were all yapping yesterday, get Aaron Getty's strikeouts. So this is like the Harvard of baseball betting.
A lot of smart people out there, and we appreciate it. We read what you say and join into even if you don't see it live, leave some comments. And we always try to go in there and try to talk about it. We've had guys say some things in there, and we try to explain what we're doing, and hopefully we help everybody out. And just we're a group, but we're just trying to win. We're just trying to make money. And appreciate everybody out there.
Tokyo Brandon, I got to bring you back in here, and because we brought up comments, first of all, appreciate all of you guys that commented on yesterday's show, but I got to address one of them because like someone's like, Trick talks about a lot of the same things every day, and it's like we're playing 162 games here, and there's only 30 teams in the league. We also are talking about the games that you bring up in the chat, so it's like there's only so much to talk about, but I'm only going to bring stuff up if it's still actionable. And right now, the Pirates, the market has still not adjusted to the Pirates being a good baseball team. So I'm bringing it up again. Yesterday, I talked about Connor Griffin. Now, he ended up getting the day off, so it was a moot point. He came and played some shortstop in the 9th inning, but he never got an at-bat. So if you played Connor Griffin props yesterday, they're voided. He never got an at-bat. Tokyo Brandon, I'm going to go to you. I could only play this game 2 ways. I'm either playing the Pirates on the money line again, and I'm running it back with that Connor Griffin prop because I know he's probably in the lineup after a day off. Talk to me, Pirates, Nats. Are you seeing anything in this day game?
So my list says, oh, by the way, you guys, lay off Adam. I mean, in the comment, that was like a 12 comment chain, and everyone's like, Adam talks too much. Guys,
to their defense, I was firing back. I was keeping it going.
But Adam is expected to give his opinion on this show, and he's expected to host, so it's natural he's gonna have a couple more minutes of talking than we are. So lay off, guys, chill out. He's doing a great job. So let me get to this game. I have Honey Bet the Kids list, and I have the Silent Flaccidity list, and the Nationals are on my Honey Bet the Kids list. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to bet them, but man, they're hitting really well right now. But the Pirates are too. I have both of these teams hitting number 8 in MLB in current form. I have both bullpens under the mediocre level. Washington a little bit less, and Ashcraft rates pretty high on my list. I don't have enough sample size against these batters for him, but He ranks on a curve of 30. He ranks number 6, where Foster Griffin is 14. So Pirates have a lot of advantages here, but I guess the spot, there's several spots. So you never make a bet just on a spot, but a spot should be something that makes you pump up your percentage if it goes along with your train of thought, or it can keep you off a bet when your numbers say go this way and then you see a trend and you're like, oh no, okay, pump the brakes. So basically the Pirates have won this series already, and this game is a let up spot basically. So am I right? They've won this series already.
The
right?
Nats have a chance to split the series if they win today. It's a 4-gamer, so it's 2-1 Pirates right now.
So why do I have them in this spot here? Nationals. Okay. So I also have a condition in here. If the team averages 5 runs more than 4 runs a game, and they've been held down for a couple games in a row, they're due to explode. So it's my due to list. So yeah, I have the Washington Bats to break out today. Doesn't mean they will, but it means if I am thinking about doing a bet, that just backs it up. I never make a bet just based on that. So yeah, I like the Pirates here. My numbers say bet the Pirates, but this could be a high scoring game. Ashcraft is a better pitcher than Griffin, in my opinion. And they have the better bullpen. But man, Washington team total first 5 over 1.5 has just been a cash cow this season. Ashcraft's a good pitcher though. I'll probably lay off.
Bryan Leonard, it has moved a little bit, but I was kind of shocked at how cheap the Pirates were this morning. Now you're still paying a little bit of a premium, but I think if you look at the Pirates and say they are what I'm seeing, like they are like potentially as good as like I've kind of made them out to be, it was like minus 135 earlier today, and you're getting Braxton Ashcraft at home. Did that sort of strike you as odd as well?
Yeah, I did. I do an afternoon video, and one of the games we played yesterday was Washington in the first 5. They only gave up 2 runs, but the offense was completely shut down. Forrest Griffin, I like what he has done so far. Pittsburgh hasn't seen him in this after what he's done coming over back to the States. Ashcraft is, I'm not going to say he's just as good as the last 2 guys who have pitched, but he's a really good pitcher. And we were laying in the 180s and 190s the last 2 days, and now you're laying in the 150s. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that this line is as low as it is. But most of the time, when you see a line that is off and you can't figure it out, it's not the line that's wrong; it's you're wrong. And so somehow they think very highly of Forrest Griffin. The total, I believe, opened at 9 is now down to 8.5. I could see a lower scoring game here. I like both the pitchers in this one. But yeah, I was staring at it myself because it's 6 o'clock in the morning out here, and I saw the lines, the matchups last night, and I tried to enter this with a clear mind without any preconceived ideas. And I thought, that's pretty cheap considering the lines in the last couple of games. So yeah, interesting line on this game.
Yeah, and for me, Broken Record Trig has re-entered the chat. Connor Griffin is hitting 189 with a 522 OPS. This is a generational talent, probably the highest rated prospect since Bryce Harper. I mean, if we're being honest, like you go back 10 years, he comes out of the minors rated probably higher than anyone since Bryce Harper came into the league. I can't think of a position player. Now, pitching is totally different, but I can't think of a position player that has been rated higher than Connor Griffin coming from AAA to the majors since then. Those numbers are going to change. And if you've bet his prop on Monday and Tuesday so far, he hit the total bases prop both times. I actually believe he hit the hits, runs, RBIs as well. On Monday, if you laddered it, you actually made a few. He had 4. I would run it back with that. Yesterday was a no play. He didn't play. He never had an at bat. He came in to play a little shortstop in the 9th. That's how I would go with that one again. All right, we're moving along here. let's go to another day game that some folks have some opinions on. Bryan Leonard, I'll go back to you real quick for this one. Yesterday, you had kind of mentioned, maybe sort of wanting to play the Rays, and I know you kicked yourself for not playing him 2 days ago against Noah Schultz. The White Sox, I actually watched that entire game because I'm in the Florida market, and down here it's the local game that I get. Just a total, just awful from the White Sox. Could never really get it going. Bad at bats, and they lose the game 8-0. They're now looking at being swept at home. So talk to me about this one. It's probably Anthony Kay in a bulk role behind Jordan Leisure. And then you've got Steven Matz, which I thought was a pretty nice pickup for them in the offseason. And he's paying dividends so far. 3-0 to start the season, a sub-4 ERA. So Rays White Sox to you, Bryan Leonard.
Yeah, first off, let's talk about the White Sox using an opener. I've got no problem using an opener if you're playing a team that doesn't do the lefty-righty matchups. Tampa Bay invented the lefty-righty matchups. They've got guys on the bench that are specifically, they bring in against lefties, specifically bringing in against righties. So you start off the game with Leisure, who is one of your top 2 to 3, let's just put it that way, relievers. Yesterday, they did the same thing with another guy. So doing that against Tampa doesn't make a whole lot of sense in my mind. You do that against Toronto, Philadelphia, teams like that who throw out the same lineup each and every day. Tampa Bay is one of the best coach teams in Major League Baseball. You're not going to outcoach this club. Leisure's supposed to get the start. Matz is a guy who always has value. He's in the same situation like the Kansas City guys, that have been going, the older guys in the Kansas City. I like it. I love when teams pick these guys up. They're not going to blow you away with their fastball. They're just good veteran pitchers. And Tampa Bay is a team that has more talent than the White Sox do. I like Leisure, and I like the K coming in there. I do. I like those both those two. But this White Sox offense, they've got so many young guys on this team that are swing and miss. And I can't trust them against a veteran pitcher. If I'm playing, I'm laying the small number here with Tampa Bay.
TB, someone in the chat said, I believe they're thanking you for your insight on this game yesterday. They said they hit with a Rays team total, which ended up being an easy hit in the end, blown open. I think DeLuca was the one that blew that open with a 3-run homer. Rays just win big, cover every spread. Anything you did with the Rays was positive yesterday. So how are you seeing this one? Side total? What are you looking at here, Rays White Sox?
This one, I'm sorry, I don't have a real good read on it, so I'll just give you my rankings. The Rays are a better team. The Rays are hitting in the top 1/3 of MLB current form, where the White Sox are almost dead last. Both bullpens, I have them sub-mediocre, both bullpens in current form, and neither one of these starters rates very high as far as their performance this season. But like Bryan said, Matz is a good pitcher, steady, solid. And I think Anthony Kay is also. So I'm capping the game as if he's going to be the pitcher. So, yeah, I got bullpen and starting pitchers pretty even. They almost just null each other out. But the batting, huge advantage for Tampa Bay. They're crushing it right now. I would take their team total over. Because this, the White Sox bullpen is not performing well. I would take their team total over in the first 5 or in the full game. That's how I would go, but I didn't do it.
I've never seen a White Sox bet I don't like, but like today I'm kind of just like, Bryan, I'm kind of with you. I think the Rays might be better than they're getting credit for. I think they sort of they made some interesting moves this offseason that I think probably made them a little bit better than the market anticipated. And kind of you made the point yesterday, it's a lot of guys that play good ball on that team. They have a great farm system. They've sort of had, some of these guys are up now, and I'm finding myself watching the first 2 games of the series, and I've liked Anthony Kay. so I've had him circled as a play on type guy. I just am not. That was a big turnoff yesterday for me. Just watching the way the White Sox lost that game. Antonacci gets called up. He's in there. Noah Schultz on Tuesday. You think they'd have a little energy? No, they got smoked both days, and now it's like a little bit of a day game. I just don't know if that's the vibe I want to be backing the White Sox with. So I'm just going to throw this one to you, Brian. We hit the parlay yesterday. Nice 3-teamer for us on the board. We need another one today. Do you know what you want your parlay leg to be, Bryan Leonard?
I sure do, and it's a game we haven't talked about yet. Why is Parker Messick only in the 115 to 125 range? I don't understand it.
You got to tell us. You're the Guardians guy.
I don't understand it. He's clearly the best pitcher on this Cleveland staff. Nobody knows about him yet, and I continue to bet him every game, and he continues to play well. Look at the teams he's gone against. They're really some of the best hitting teams in Major League Baseball, and he shut them down. He did the same thing last year. No, he's not. And he's not going to blow you away with his fastball or anything like that. He is just a veteran pitcher that happens to be young. I like him. He's a lefty. He's going up against Baltimore here, and let's take a look at yesterday. Baltimore had to face a lefty. These are 4 guys that Baltimore had in the lineup yesterday because they were facing a lefty. Sam Huff, catcher. Kobe Mayo, third base. Weston Wilson, left field. Jonathan Rodriguez, the former Cleveland Guardian, who they cut earlier this year and Baltimore picked up. He played right field last night. Are these 4 guys that you want in the Major League Baseball to face a good pitcher? That takes away half of their lineup. So there's, they do have Jeremiah Jackson's hot as hell. Gunnar Henderson is on a really nice run. Alonso's waking up. But come on, when half of your lineup is as bad as what Baltimore's going to throw out there today, pitchers can pitch around them. And this Messick is a very good pitcher. This line is, to me, the line is ridiculous. And Cleveland, they're not a great hitting team, but they're going up against a guy in Baltimore here, with Shane Baz. I like Shane Baz, I really do, but why? I don't understand why Cleveland's not a 140 at least favorite in this game. And I just said if you can't figure it out, I think I figured it out. Nobody's paying attention to Parker Messick. I like Cleveland in this game, and you can lay anywhere from 117 to 126, but it's basically about 120 out there.
Yeah, and TB, I'll let you chime in on this game real quick if you want to. All I have to say is if the Rays give up on you as a pitcher, that's not a great sign. And they eventually gave up on Shane Baz. So do what you will with that. Anything on Orioles Guardians for you, Tokyo Brandon? And then if you want to go into your leg, feel free to do so.
Yeah, just real quick on the Guardians. I agree with Brian that Messick's performing really well. He's got good talent. I like Baz as well. So we're agreeing on a lot of things today. And Cleveland's actually hitting better than Baltimore right now in current form. Baltimore has the better bullpen in current form. So that's probably why the line is what it is, at least from the book's perspective. That's probably why they're not making it 140. But if Messick gives them a good 6 innings, the bullpen won't really matter that much anyway. So, I'll stay away from that one. My parlay leg, I'm going to cheat again. Since we won one, I'm going to cheat again, and I'm going to take the Yankees today on the money line because they've got Max Fried on the mound. He's got great numbers on my Twitter X. Let's see. He does not qualify, actually. Not enough at bats against these guys. Doesn't matter. Yes, the Angels are smashing it really well right now, but what are we 20 games into the season, and there are teams out there that still can't pick a starter right now. Those teams are in trouble, man. If you don't have a solid rotation after 20 games into 160 games, you're in big trouble, man. The Angels bullpen is going to be probably a big part of this game, and that's why I want a big part of the Yankees in this game, because that is bad news. Man, that team, they're basically like the Nationals. They hit really well until Trout gets injured. They're going to hit well, and they don't have pitching. They're basically like Washington. So expect a lot of overs from the Angels from here on out if they can't decide who their starter is 3 weeks into the season. And I like the Yankees today. I think Fried is one of my favorite pitchers in MLB right now. Just uber talented, and at home, his stats are just unbelievable at home. So give me the Yankees today.
We can give this game the full treatment. People are asking about this one. KTB, I don't disagree with you at all. I feel like this is a absolute Yankees spot. Like if they lose this game, I'll be very, very surprised. Yet, Bryan Leonard, I am surprised that they're 10-8. I got to be honest. Like this, that is shocking to me. Like the fact that they could potentially drop. I'm sorry. They would. This would be to split the series. They did win last night 5-4. They lost 7-1. They won. The one I had in my head that I keep thinking that they lost was Monday night when they went into the ninth inning down 10-8 and miraculously won 11-10. You made the point at the beginning of the season that this Angels team run differential last year was horrendous. Probably should have been worse than they are. I think I made a comment and I said, they might grind their way to like 9-9 or 10-10, but like they're just one or two bad things happening from like the wheels falling off. You look at this game today. Is it going to be kind of like a bullpen game for them? I don't know. I kind of with TB. I don't see how the Angels win here.
Yeah, I think Sam Aldeguerri is going to go either there'll be an opener or he will get the bulk innings, and he's only expected to go about 4 innings according to my numbers. If you watch the end of that game, there's no way the Yankees should have won that game. Yeah. They have one out in the ninth, pop the ball up between the shortstop and the second baseman. Clearly the shortstop's ball falls right between them, and all hell breaks loose. It reminded me of what's been going on the last couple of days in the Toronto-Milwaukee game. If Dave Koken was alive today, he would tell you, always bet first 5, the hell with these bullpens. He would go on a rant. And it was that way. I'm laughing at my wife. We had just watched one game and we went to the next game. And it was the same thing happening. I go, what the hell is going on? These guys have played baseball their entire lives and they keep screwing up. They should not have won that game. They should not have won the game before, but they did. And they're the better team. I wouldn't be opposed, even though the Yankees are the home team. I wouldn't be opposed to lay the 1.5 here because I think the Yankees are going to have a lot of success in this game. And if you don't want to lay the big number, I know it's a huge number, but I wouldn't mind laying the 1.5 on the Yankees here.
Brian, Sam Aldeguerri is the first Major League Baseball player to be born and raised in Italy. I don't know if you knew that, but last I checked, there's a reason that Italy is not just producing like big leaguer after big leaguer. As an Italian,
did you watch the tournament? They were very impressive in the tournament.
All Americans, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
I'm just saying.
If you're from Jersey or New York and you grew up there, it does not count. Like,
it was the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he was actually born and raised in Verona, Italy. He spent a lot of time in the farm system. I watched him a ton at Salt Lake. The Bees is where he's been the last couple of years. Not a big league pitcher. Not a big like he's a good organizational depth guy, but not a big league pitcher. I could see him getting just obliterated at Yankee Stadium today. So yeah, I mean, you could I'm with you guys both. Like TB, I'm fine with it for the parlay. Brian, if you don't want to lay whatever it is, -1.5 probably plays here. Brian, can you tell me what the Guardians money line and the Yankees money line are, please?
Yeah. By the way, the team total on the Yankees is 5.5 over 25 right now. The Guardians, let's go 120. It's 117 to 126. A lot of 120s out there. And the Yankees look to be about a 280.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Listen, hey, we hit a parlay yesterday, ended up being close to 4-1 with the Dodgers in there. So I have no problem with that. Fun fact, my last name, it was actually Tricarico, like way back. And when my relatives came to this country, they wanted a great grandfather, I think, was going to work at General Electric, Schenectady, New York. And he just wanted his boss to be able to pronounce his name. So they shortened it to Trigger. So that's where Trigger comes from. But as you can see, I guess I looked the Italian part. I got all of the Italian genes. My sister's got blonde hair and blue eyes. My dad's got Eastern European genes. So Go figure. But anyway, let's little fun. Non-actionable info right there, but figured
my
I'd
turn to
just
bat. Hey, that's Team Italy.
Yeah, go to you come to Schenectady, New York, Amsterdam, New York, Utica, all Italians. That's this big time Italian.
If I'm going to Amsterdam, it's not going to be in New York.
I would advise that. The other Amsterdam's much better. I can promise you that. Listen, I'm going to go. We hit today. We have agreed too much today, Tokyo Brandon, and because I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to go with the under that we all agreed on in that Tigers Royals game. I see weather. I see Bubik getting swing and miss. I see Montero's going to pay for leaving the ball up at some point, but in a 60-degree rainy day in Detroit, I don't know if that's going to be it. And I'm out on both of these teams right now. I talked about the Royals, kind of like all of those guys played so good in the World Baseball Classic. I thought that they would like all collectively struggle at the beginning of this season. They have. And I'm I forgot who made the comment in the chat, but like, yeah, it's not like the Tigers are winning these games by knocking the cover off the ball. They're like grinding out like last night, 2-1 wins. So I'm going to go with the under. Can I get an under 8.5 here, or is it 8? I saw 8 even money. Do we have any 8.5 juiced here?
I see 8.5 even money. There's no eights out there right now. So 8.5 is anywhere from -110 to -115. So
interesting.
I like. Yeah, no, that's fine. So Tigers, Royals, we'll go 8. We'll just go 8.5 -110.
2 days in a row. By the way, my son thinks Adam looks like Luka Doncic, not Italian.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I don't know with the black, like brown hair and like, sort of darker features. I don't come through like as on the camera. I got these blinding lights in my face, so it makes me look like very, very illuminated. I don't know where you get Luka Doncic from that, but hey, I wish, like I said, I wish I could ball out like that. I can't. Just
Bigger Doncic.
It's always a dream of mine. I don't think I've ever touched the rim. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah.
Could you see Adam getting air and dunking a basketball?
I'd have a hard time touching the net at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I can get the net at this point either. Many years of soccer and now a bad back and like herniated discs have really, really chipped away at my ability to jump. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. But hopefully we're dealing with another win in the parlay. Again, the double play package at WagerTalk. You can pick 2 of the handicappers you see on this screen. There's really no bad option in my opinion. Check that out. And we all have the 3-day special. So right now, like if you're in the NHL playoffs or the NHL, Bryan Leonard, you can get both. If you get, it's 3 days, it's 6 days for the cost of 3. All access. For me, you'd get all of my baseball, KBO, AAA, MLB. And then for Tokyo Brandon, he just had a 3-0 sweep in KBO this morning. So a couple of great ways to, just get plays for cheaper. That's ultimately, the longer term packages are always going to save you a few dollars. Dan Wins says, see, that's the thing. I will show up to like a YMCA run and play like it's game 7. So don't, just because I can't jump, don't worry about that. You want me on your pickup team because I will go in there and be defending like it's game 7.
He can't jump, but he can foul hard.
Always going to bring full heart in a pickup basketball run. So don't worry about that. The parlay of the day today, Tokyo Brandon says Yankees on the money line. Brian's going Guardians on the money line. Those are full game money lines. Then I'm going to go with our consensus total. It's fingers crossed now because we all agree that it's going to be an under. So hopefully it's not 4-4 in the second inning, but we like the under. Tigers, Royals, under 8.5. That is today's 3-teamer. And Andy Lang says, great show. Less agreeing tomorrow, please. I can almost promise that'll be the case.
We almost never agree.
So, yeah, so we will be. Sports Fanatics asked, Triggs, are you with Action Network too now? I am writing for them twice a week. I'm doing a minor league baseball preview. So if you're one of my clients, you're getting all that information. But if you want just some higher level AAA, like what's going on in AAA, because maybe you can apply it to your big league handicapping at some point, That is on Action Network. I think it's just on their website. So yeah, I am over there twice a week.
We're gonna
make
get
sure
in
you're
trouble.
watching Wager Talk today. Say again.
We're gonna get in trouble. The show's too long today.
No, that's all right. If I promo Andy and Wager Talk today at noon right here on the Wager Talk YouTube channel, which you should all be watching, especially with the NBA and NHL around the corner, they will not mind that we went 5 minutes long today. But we will sign off now. We'll be back 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. See you guys then.